we're going to talk about getting this dent out. I don't know if you can see it very well. If that helps. And kind of see the shape of things. Now usually, kind of see it with, oops, you can kind of see it with the shadows here. On the outside of a dent, there's usually a high spot, because when the dent goes in, it creates a wave that comes up all around the outside. So the first thing we're going to do is start by trying to get that high spot down. Much, not a lot, a little bit. Just moved it. I don't know if you can tell on the video, but it has. I know the instinctual thing to do is just to go in there and hit it at its deepest part and pop it up. But when you do that, it ends up stretching the metal. So you actually want to get in from the back and work it in, so it compresses the metal as it goes in. So I'm going to hammer a bit from the back, just kind of bringing the edges in. And just little by little, I'm working my way towards the center. It's moving in pretty quick. You can see this aluminum is pretty soft, so I have to be very careful. Now it's brought it up to the point where it's flat, but this is a curve, so we want a nice. About here, we want a nice. See back here, it sits at one single point as it rolls over. Here, big bump, clunk. Probably we've raised this up again. So I'm going to go back here. Still kind of flat, so we're going to bring it up. I can still feel some bits in it, but it's closer to the right form. I'm going to keep playing with it a little bit more off camera, but actually this could be bondoed now and sanded smooth, which is kind of the whole point. There are guys who can work this until it's perfect and with no bondo at all, but unfortunately I'm not one of those guys. Bondo's there for a reason. And this is one of those. Get it close and smooth it out with bondo. So yeah, I know I've done a lot of bitching about how much bondo was on this car. And we're about to put some more on it. But we're going to use it properly, not building body panels out of it. Earlier on, I had worked on this dent right here, and we're going to fill that. I beat it out as best I could. I didn't want to get any high spots on it, but now we're gonna, fill in the low spots with some bondo. So we're gonna start by cleaning it because it's pretty dirty. We want the bondo to stick really well to it. It's got quite a bit of a tooth already to it from the sanding and stuff, so we don't have to worry about that. So if you don't know what Bondo is, I know there's some of my viewers that haven't really done this before. It's a polyester filler. It comes in two parts. There's the stuff, there's the base, and then there's a hardener. You mix them together, then it gives you about 5 to 10 minutes before it goes off. I'm going to mix it on a piece of cardboard. I'm going to use the shiny side so it doesn't absorb any of the hardener. If you use the matte side, it could possibly do that. You could also use an old piece of plastic or other things, piece of sheet metal, things like that. So it's always hard to judge how much you're going to need. But a little goes a long way. If you've done your body work correctly. That is. I'm going to put the lid back on this because it's stinky. So I know there's a proper portion of hardener to filler. I don't remember what it is. I've always just kind of eyeballed it. I know that sounds awful, but if you put more hardener in, it hardens faster. If you put less in, it goes slower. Just important to get it, make sure that you get it all mixed in there. So, low spots right through here. Simply take it and goop it on there. I started with the small spatula and I'm going to use this bigger one. I'm going to bend it so it forms to the shape of the fender and just drag it through. We'll do that a couple times. And it should, in theory, fill in all those low spots. We're not going to get crazy. That I have some over the edges, but that's alright. So, yeah, it didn't take much, but I've got all this other stuff. So, I have a couple other spots that I've cleaned up. I'm going to use this on, but I won't show you all that. I got it all smeared all over the car. It's just now starting to get hard. So, time to clean off your tools. It's just getting stiffer, if that makes sense. Eventually it'll be not rock hard, but pretty solid. Alright, now this has gotten hard. We're going to sand it a bit. If we sand this way, we're going to have a line that gets sanded back and forth. If we sand this way, it's going to follow the contour of the curve. I'm using a 60 grit on a sanding block. What piss poor f***ing design. So that's a pretty good first coat. It took kind of the roughness out of it. I think I need to build up some more. There's a bit of a high spot right in here. Okay, we want that to be nice and curvaceous. I didn't have any good sanding blocks for Bodywork. The flexible kind, they're really cool. So I have a couple options. First of all, the pool noodle. It's just a bit of it. I didn't use the whole thing. This is really good to get in the curvy bits, like right in there. Just wrap the paper around it, gives you a nice profile, and it's firm but squishy, so it forms to the shape you want. Very, very useful. And then I bought some sanding blocks. I bought this one, which, you know, it was like $3 or something. But it has one of the worst design features I have ever seen. It has this thing, which is great. It's a lever to pull up the clip for the paper. But the problem is, it can do this. When you're sanding, having that sticking out is not a good thing. Bad design. Usually Wolfcraft is pretty good stuff. It's German. Wolfcraft. There, that's better. Wolfcraft. But no, this dumb. This is dumb. Dumm, das ist dumm. Here's another trick for you. When you have your Bondo mixed, it's not the time to go around looking for dents or low spots. So, because you get some Bondo on there and you start feeling around, you end up putting your hand in wet Bondo. So, how do you remember where the low spots are? So, before you mix up the Bondo, go around with your hand and feel for low spots. Here's one right here. Can hardly see it, but you can feel it. It's here. So now it's marked. I'll know where to find it when I have Bondo mixed up again. I'm going to go around and find all the dents. There's another little one right here. And just go through and mark them all. Don't worry about the Sharpie, it's fine. I wouldn't use like dry erase marker or something, but yeah, just go around, feel your car up, make sure there's no low spots. So the internet's full of advice on Bondo, so here's my 2 cents. Put it on in thin layers. If you haven't done your Bodywork correctly, the Metalwork, go back and do that. It should just be on there thin. Many thin coats is much better than great big thick coats. Lots of people put it on really heavy and then sand it off. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy. I've done this whole shroud with a block sander and my pool noodle. And oh my gosh, you did it all by hand, that's so much sanding. No, it's not. It's 60 grit, it's thin layers. If you smooth it on there right, it sands off, and it sands off easy. And let it dry. There's a lot of advice. Oh, wait till it just gets gummy. No, that's going to ruin your sandpaper. There's also advice on using razor blades to, I don't know what, but no, just put it on there, let it dry, sand it down. So I think if you've put on too much, if you're using a machine, you've probably put on too much. Really, it doesn't take much. This is handwork. There's an art to this. So if you're using a machine, you're not going to get the feel of it. There's a lot of work where you just go around and feel where the bumps are, and you can do that while you're sanding by hand. But when you start using power sanders, DA sanders, or whatever, it's you lose that. So keep it simple. Do the handwork, because it's the handwork that's the art of the car that you're restoring.
I'm not sure how well you can see this, but while I'm waiting for Bondo to dry, I'm in the kitchen, my office anyway, in the sink. I am pressure testing the heater core. The core itself seems okay, but it looks like I had a drip off the switch over here, the on-off thing. So it's dripping really well. So I'm not sure what's in there. I don't know if there's anything replaceable. I know you can get new ones, but I have to check that out. Oh, and how am I pressure testing it? I just spliced it into my garden hose. It seems to be the exact size of this garden hose, which is remarkable. Anyway, so I got water pressure in there. Flushed it out, it was full of some rusty stuff. Looks like you take this apart and see what's going on in there.
If you like this video, click the like button below. If you want to come along on the ride as we complete this project, click the subscribe button. If you want to make sure Google reminds you every time there's a new video, click the alarm bell. Your support is very much appreciated.